when we talk about progress for all, we are talking about sustainable development. And if you are talking about sustainable development, you have to bring the women on board, because we know that in any given country we talk about, women make up at least 50% of the population. So this is a critical mass of the population that you cannot afford to leave behind if you want progress for all. You know that about 80% of the labor force in agriculture in Africa is constituted by women. So if you want progress for all, just invest in women.
Agir sur les conditions juridiques d'accès pour les femmes à la terre, donc à la propriété foncière, sera un pas de géant vers l'égalité. Dans certaines de nos nations, dans certaines de nos traditions, la femme n'hérite pas. Donc la femme n'a pas droit à certains, elle n'a pas les mêmes droits que l'homme. Elle n'a pas droit à la propriété foncière qui reste du domaine des hommes.
Equality for women is progress for all, means that gender or women empowerment is everybody's business. It is not just smart economics, as they say, to have economic empowerment of women, but it's also about inclusion and ensuring that poverty reduction is achieved at the end of the day. If bank staff are trained to be able to mainstream gender in their projects when it comes to the designing and implementation of projects, I think we will go a long way.
Je pense qu'aujourd'hui, il n'y a aucun doute sur la capacité des femmes à occuper des postes au plus haut niveau au sein de notre organisation. Et d'ailleurs, c'est pour ça que la banque a fait énormément d'efforts dans le cadre du recrutement et de la promotion des femmes. Et je pense que c'est des efforts qui doivent être maintenus. Mais par ailleurs, c'est aussi aux femmes de saisir les opportunités au sein de l'organisation. Pour moi, la priorité dans nos pays, c'est vraiment l'éducation des femmes. Parce que, quelle que soit la volonté des organisations comme la BAD de recruter les femmes à un haut niveau, si l'éducation à la base des filles, si les filles sont exclues du système éducatif d'une manière ou d'une autre, forcément, elles ne pourront pas avoir la capacité de saisir les occasions de prendre des postes de responsabilité.
By empowering 50% of the African population, we will not only do an act of justice or not promote gender equality and shared prosperity, but also we will develop and encourage development outcomes. There is ample amount of evidence that empowering women produces good outputs and outcomes, not just for women, but also for men and for the economies of the countries we work on. I think what we need to do is to stop thinking as gender as a sector in and of itself, but rather look at everything we do and adopt a gender mainstreaming strategy. Is to try to see how our governance interventions, our infrastructure interventions can make a difference in terms of gender equality and gender outcomes.
Equality for women is progress for all. Inspiring change is actually in line with the bank's long-term strategy that talks about inclusive and green growth. Because when you talk about inclusive growth, it's involving everyone. Equality for women is progress for all, means that you need to ensure that women and men are recognized as equals and make a contribution to the overall progress of society. We've recently adopted a gender strategy as the African Development Bank. The board passed it on the 22nd of January. And this strategy takes forward the gender aspect of the long-term strategy of the bank. And we've looked at what it means for all complexes in the bank, because we believe that we cannot talk about the transformation of the African economy if we don't use 50% of the people of the continent.